Good morning, everyone. Happy to week 7 Diamond Heart Project in this beautiful time of the 2026 and April and all the changes and shifts and understandings and clarity and openings and activations and all these incredible information that's just so easily accessed now in this moment. And the different chi fields or the different dimensional spaces that are open, you call it the portals. All this information is so accessible, and today I really want to share with you this clarity I received in a deep meditation this week, and is under the context of belief around like what your beliefs are, not just individually, but more or less understanding that there is this storyline in the human consciousness on this planet. Maybe remember the writer Joe Campbell. There's the hero's journey around. There is wherever you are in your life. There is where you are and where you are trying to go, and wherever this to go place is, and the distance between those two spaces. And there's a belief on this planet that everything in life has to be either a struggle or a challenge or something to overcome or something you need to obtain or to receive or to gain access or to evolve into, to then get to the place where you are trying to go. And in this deep meditation, I was guided to have the understanding around the only thing limiting you between that journey of where you are and where you're trying to go is what beliefs stand between you and that space, or that space of achievement, or that space of enlightenment, or understanding, or clarity. And the ability to be able to see those beliefs, whether the beliefs are that you have to obtain something, whether there's a belief of not good enough, or you have to work hard to achieve something. Whatever it is, it's only that limit. It's a limitation. And so if you can actually acknowledge those beliefs or the limiting beliefs that stand in your way, you can actually collapse those timelines to realize that where you're trying to go, or where you are and where you're trying to go, is exactly where you are by collapsing those timelines and bringing those 2 points together. And again, this is clarity received in a deep meditation around the element of belief. And we call it the gift of believing, we call it the power of believing. So there's a book out there called The Biology of Belief, and it talks about how your belief systems can actually change, by Dr. Bruce Lipton, and your belief systems can actually change that biology in your system, right? And by what you observe based on your beliefs will actually change the perception of what you believe and what you perceive. We kind of talked about this on the integration call. Like the universe, the reality of what you're displaying or projecting into the world is coming from your limiting or non-limiting beliefs that you're carrying, because reality will form into the beliefs that you have, so that's the experience that you can have in your life. And so if you're watching, if you're navigating life from a place of a limiting belief around how people act, or experiences in life, or challenges, or the opportunity to witness a butterfly in its beautiful pattern of life, like that butterfly will change its behavior based on its ability to know that you're observing it or not, right? If you're not observing it, the butterfly would do something different. If it recognizes you're observing it, it would do something different to complement your ability to observe it. I know we're getting out there for a moment, but I just really feel called to kind of put this in the message this week. We're starting to dive deeper. Last week we looked at the archetypes of the inner child, Now we're looking at limiting beliefs. And again, it's not so much of need to overcome the beliefs. It's more about acknowledging a false belief that isn't true, so then we can delete it and understand that this is how we take the timeline from where you feel you are and where you're trying to go, and whatever distance that is between the 2 points, and collapse that into the same moment, realizing that where you're trying to go is actually where you are, and the only thing limiting you from experiencing it is your belief. So we'll talk more about this. Giving you examples that somebody, we'll talk later about examples, but somebody might feel that they're not healthy, or that they have a desire to be ultra healthy, and so they go on this kick of workouts and biohacking and supplements and all these things they're doing to feel that they need to get to that space of healthiness, realizing that actually the healthiness of their being is if they just believe that they are healthy and understand the frequency of the entire balance of being will bring everything into balance in a state of homeostasis against their natural being, and will come into that state. And now they can actually experience their exercises and all the things they're doing, their biohacking, in the state of, because they're doing it as a space of enjoyment and what they want their life experience to be about, compared to doing it to feel they need to do something to try to fix something, right? And it changes like their aspect and their experience in that process based on their belief. And again, what if where you're trying to go has always been about where you already are, and it's only a limiting belief that's creating that gap of where and who you are and what you want to experience. Right? It's like having this deeper connection to your intuitive sense of your heart. The only reason you feel you want to gain it is because there's a belief that you don't already have it. Right? So just by being able to acknowledge these things, or you're able to kind of delete these things. Again, we're going to drop into the Ren Shui pattern work from the Qigong master of Wanzi later on the Diamond Heart Project, and there's 3 to 4 steps around releasing patterns or limiting belief systems. It's acknowledging it, that it's there, accepting that it's there, discovering, getting curious around how you want to replace it with the quality of the heart, and then replacing it. Very simple. And you're able to release patterns of belief systems that you've been carrying for decades, if not multiple decades in your life, just by shifting it from a limiting belief to a quality of the heart, that space of infinite self, again, which we'll dive deeper in later on in the program. So I just feel called to give this message to you today around the gift of believing, and begin to activate a conversation around some of this universal laws and understanding about who and what we really are. So blessings to you all, and love you, and we'll see you soon. Mala.